What's up? What's happening? What's going on? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there, doing my thoughts live. All righty, all righty, all righty. Got some stuff that I want to break down and talk about. I want to do another update on the Discord situation. I did do a video talking about that, so if you want to go check that out, go listen to that. Gave my thoughts on that situation. But the update from what I got, it's even more troubling to me. Now I did see something about that the Discord was going through an issue today because I guess there's so many people that's crashing out. I don't know if that's internet just fluff or if that's really going on. I know that there's a lot of people, what's going on with you, Slayer? What's happening with you? What's happening with you? Said that there are so many people that was unsubscribing to Nitro or whatever. That could be the case. And it's just like what I said. I will wait and see what will happen. I don't know personally, but one thing I can tell you is that I'm not giving up my information. I've already given up enough information. You're not getting any more from me. But this is another part of it that I wanted to update. Okay, so there was there's been some stuff here on the internet, but there's this one person that was posted and saying, look, that please do not provide Discord any of your sensitive data, such as your national ID card details, ID card, or facial scan for verification. It said, now this happened. I know I was one of those people that got my information. In my video, I explained that I got hit across the head, me over there looking at some stuff for fighting games. And next thing you know, I get contacted from a whole bunch of people saying, yo, hey man, thumbs up with your Discord. And so I know that personally, that I was part of that data breach that happened. It was like over 700,000 people that did it. But anyway, it says that the security of your data is your responsibility first. That's supposed to be in the fine print from the stuff that's supposed to be coming out, because Discord is going to be doing this next month. And it says, do not share any personal information or sensitive information with any party, no matter who they are. And it said, and this person also said, please spread this warning to help protect others. It's, the things that can be, implemented. Okay, so data protection, your privacy is a trust. Do not share your data. Of course, saying cybersecurity breach, data leaks, digital verification, alerts, important, just pretty much protect yourself. Anyway, the crazy thing about all this is I'm trying to put this all together. Now I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on for a second, right? All right. So I don't know how many of you people remember this or paid attention to this, but I found this to be, I knew that there was a new CEO of, I knew that Discord was getting ready to sell, but I didn't know that it already sold. It sold a couple of months ago. And so last year, I think it was around I guess the summer, somewhere around there, spring, summer. But anyway, this is where the tinfoil hat's going. So follow me. If you go and you pay attention to what's going on with social media and all these media sites and all these people that's trying to buy different stuff to try to have access to the media, it's usually something coming from the Israeli government. Like if you look at CBS, it's a person that is a big component of the Israeli government. It's another thing too, where this person that owns this is a person that is Israeli. Now, again, I'm not here to say that anybody that's from Israel is bad or anything like that. I'm not on that type of bullshit. What I'm trying to say, though, there's a pattern, especially with over TikTok. There is this big thing that's going on in the United States and across the world, that there is a lot of people that is upset with Israel because a lot of stuff is because of Gaza. There's also this whole right-wing movement that has a problem with the Israelis and stuff like that. I'm not on that group because, like I said, I'm far from being, anti-Semitic or anything like that. But I do find this to be very particular. If you look and you see the person who's okay, so they own this, right? Now, all of a sudden, they want verification. They want your information. Now, this is where this gets interesting. If you remember, there was a guy that got there was a guy allegedly that shot Charlie Kirk, right? So when he sit there and he allegedly, because we don't know anything, we haven't heard anything after this whole situation after Charlie Kirk. We just know that the man is passed, right? So anyway, they said in this reports, and it was all over the news and everything, that this guy was a part of a Discord move. He was part of a Discord group that was anti-Semitic. Like he followed all these right-wing type of things or whatever. Case in point, here we go. We're looking at this, and now they're talking about the children and all this other stuff. Like, I don't know. It's pretty suspicious, pretty weird to me. I don't know. I ain't trying. I mean, as a person who isn't anti-Semitic, I don't have anything to worry about, but just other things in general. Like, what's crazy to me is when you have something that ties into what's going on, and it's way more deeper than what I'm thinking, than what this just allegedly what they come out to say is basically, oh, well, you know, this is for the kids. We're trying to protect the kids. Kids can get access to anything. They don't have to just go to Discord to do that. And then just when you look at the situation of it's a private company, I can understand if this was something from the government to where, you know, you can have some kind of regulations or you can have some kind of oversight to watch over the people that are holding your information. Not saying that that's foolproof, but at least that is some kind of, you got some kind of backing, and at least you can go to somebody and then try to find some answers of why they allowed to get your stuff breached. Through a company that's asking you for serious information like that just for what Discord does, it's totally not worth it. And I'm not going to be a part of that. Like, I'm just saying, I ain't got shit to hide, but it's just more of a thing for me. It's just like, all you need, and let's just say that the CEO, like, he's on the up and up trying to do the right thing, but what about the people that works around him? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a I don't know, but I just wanted to give an update on that, kind of go put on the tinfoil hat for a second and just try to say, hey, look. This thing looked like it might be a lot bigger than just Discord, just want to try to protect teenage kids. And again, just think about that. For everybody that sits there and has conversations and talk and, you know, they have a good time all there and have whatever discussions that they're having. What if some people that, you know, everybody, you know, if you're adult, you're cussing and then you're on the teenage thing, then you could get banned from it or what? That's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And so I did see somebody post and say, so where's the next place that we're going to go to, you know, go have conversations and hang out? And then one person said, look, man, just meet up at the bar or at a restaurant or something at the end of the week. Like, I mean, sometimes I think maybe you're just going to have to take it back to the old school. Maybe go back on Xbox Live, go sit there and talk with your people, go to PlayStation, you know, and just start your groups up, you know, and just go old school on that. Like, I mean, what Discord is offering was a great service, but I mean, for what they're trying to advertise, that shit is nuts. I am definitely not for it. And that's just, you know, for what it does, like I said, for what Discord does for me, no. Absolutely not. So that's my update for that. Please check out my video talking about that on the channel. But anyway, I see Raichi sitting there. He said, says breaking news, $50 Game Pass Ultra Max. He says you get IGN Premium, DCG, Reforge, AGN membership, discount coupons for shampoo and digital nail care magazines. We Xbox believe in value for gamers. Okay, so that's good. I'm gonna jump into that now. So there sounds like there's going to be some changes coming to Game Pass. It's not going to come this year. It might not even come until next year. It may not come until next year. They might wait until, and that's something that I'm going to be talking about is the new Xbox and some of the information that I gathered, and that situation. But with this whole Game Pass thing, it's pretty interesting. Let me go ahead and read a little bit of this. I guess I can just kind of put this out here. Let's see. Boom. All right. So here we go. Okay, so it says Game Pass may merge premium and PC tiers. Now, okay, so for the worst thing I seen it yesterday, and I was going to make a video about it, but I was like, I'm going to do my thoughts today. I'm going to go live, so I'll just talk about it today. But from what I seen, it was basically what they're going to try to do is because once this new hybrid console comes out, how is it that Xbox is going to try to break any kind of money from the PC side of things? Because the internet is free on PC, right? And you can't, you really can't try to charge gamers that primarily plays on PC, because that's just not how it works. So if this information is true, it would make sense that Xbox would try to find another way to sit here and try to raise up the price of something, which it goes into the case of what they're talking about, where you're going to get the Epic score, you're going to get all these other things, which I don't know. We'll see. But it says this. It says, for those who do not own an Xbox console, Game Pass offers a special PC tier, which is its best feature. However, this could change in the future. Now, again, this is all speculation, but to me, this is worth talking about because it makes sense. Because again, you're dealing with this hybrid. Yeah, Xbox, the people who have the box, but what about the gamers who don't have the box, right? Like, I don't know. So they're going to try to find a way to get some. It sounds like they're going to try to find a way to get some more money out of you. But we'll see. I don't think they're going to cancel PC Game Pass. I think that, like, okay, so listen to what they say here. Okay, it says Microsoft is exploring changes to its subscription online that could combine Xbox Game Pass Premium with PC Game Pass, according to Verge. The following, and that was confirmed from Windows Central. Reportedly, sources describe this as an early stage work alongside effort to bundle more third-party services into Game Pass. However, no major Game Pass changes are to be expected this year, and I don't think it's going to happen until we find out about the new console. And I think that's going to, whenever the new console comes out, which they're talking about allegedly, or maybe 2027. That's when you start getting more rumbles about something new coming to Game Pass. But anyway, it says, assuming that Microsoft does not plan to change prices, this would mean a price hike for PC gamers. Currently, this tier costs around $16.50 in the US. And after the $40 price hike in October, which Game Pass Ultimate is now $30, the alternative is the premium tier, which costs $15. However, based on library data, it does not have all PC tier games. No, it does not. It says one possible outcome of the premium and the PC Game Pass merge is to change to what PC subscribers get, including how day one access is handled. Ultimately, already includes day one first-party releases, while premium does not offer the same access. The Verge did not say Microsoft is planning to remove day one releases from PC Game Pass, and Microsoft has not announced any rules, pricing, or timing beyond when what has been reported so far. But if Microsoft does adjust tiers later, first-party releases such as Forza Horizon the series could end up limited to only the Ultimate. Right now, the only solid point is that Microsoft is looking at ways to tidy up a lineup that covers console, PC, and cloud, with things like bundling and tier consolidation on the table. I'm all in into making tiers simpler and, of course, cheaper. Now, okay, so this is where we're at. Okay, so there was also a report that was saying that Xbox is going to offer a free version of Xbox Live or something of that nature, but it's going to have ads. Okay, I mean, and if anybody gets all up in arms, then you need to be getting up in arms if you're doing free stuff and you're over here getting the ads on subscription services for TV shows and stuff like that. Because Peacock and Paramount and all the rest of them has it. So, like I'm saying, when it gets really crazy to me when people get all out of pocket talking about ads this, ads that. If you're participating in any of that with any service, miss me with that. Now, if you're a person that stands on business and don't, then by all means, you have every reason to be upset again. But these companies are going to find a way to try to make some money off of you, one way or the other. Now, the question is are you going to be down for it or you ain't? And for me, like I said, I found the value in the ultimate Game Pass. Not everybody does. I made a point about something. I think it was about maybe a couple of weeks ago. It was regarding a game that decided that they weren't going to be coming to Xbox, that they were going to just go to PlayStation and PC. And so I'm like, you know what? Look, this is a game that would most likely be a Play Anywhere title. And it was announced to come on Xbox. And I think it was announced to be a Play Anywhere title at the time. That part I could be wrong on, but I know that it was supposed to be coming to Xbox. And I'm trying to think what that game's name was. Let me see. The game, yeah, it was 1348X Veto. I think, yeah, that's what it was. X Veto. And it would look like something like Deliverance or whatever. It looked pretty interesting. It's something that I would definitely play. But again, they decided not to come to Xbox. So my whole thought process was basically like, yeah, you know what? I'm not doing the double dipping shit no more. Because now it's looked like if I would have been years later, but if I stayed true to my beliefs about the Final Fantasy series of the remakes, which I kept saying that they were going to eventually come to Xbox, and then I just kind of was like, nah, it's not. And I remember I bought the PlayStation version, then I bought the PC version, and that's where and I got all the PC versions, right? Like, and so now they're all on Xbox, and then I got gifted the Final Fantasy 16. So, but other than that, like, you know what I mean? So that's like, I'm done with that. Like, I know where I want to play majority of my games at. I don't have a problem with buying games on PC. But again, if these companies decide to not want to, they want to go to PlayStation and they want to go to PC or whatever, that's fine. But if you announced that you was going to go to Xbox and then changed it, I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll catch you on a sale, maybe on PC. Maybe not. But anyway, to fast forward go back to this topic. Like, so this situation with Game Pass, where this could definitely be a situation to where they will probably try to cut out the day one stuff. Now, games like that, if that came on, that would be a game that would not be coming to the PC tier, the tier of the PC Game Pass group if they decide to take away the day one, unless you get the Ultimate Edition. But again, if you sit here and you do that, then there's two factors to it that disturbs me. One, that's definitely going to be a price hike. If you're including PC Game Pass into it or whatever, that's going to go up. If you just primarily a PC guy, that's going to go up. Because because the reality of it, I don't think that they're going to try to hold. They could hold those games day one, but I just think that they'll just most likely just go up on the PC Game Pass. Or again, they'll merge onto the Ultimate, which I do already have the Ultimate, which that's pretty much already merged, I guess, in a sense. I don't know, but I just something's gonna go up while something goes down. Like if they do the free thing where you got the advertisement, then you have that, and then the next tier after that will maybe stay the same or whatever. But the PC or the premium or the Ultimate is going to go up again. How much more? If they go up another 10, I mean, there can't be no mistakes on anything on you. Okay, of course you get Epic, you get this, that, but you got to get some more incentives. Like, hey, you got to get some more. You got to get some sweet deals for something on Steam, some sweet deals on Epic. I would, hey, get GOG on there. Something like that. You're gonna have, if you're gonna ask for another $10, and you're gonna have to bring in some more heat. You know what I mean? Like that's it. You can't just bring what you got, even though I like what you got. You're coming out with content, but there's gonna be a point where the content's gonna stop. So if they raise the price, there's got to be a lot more incentive on that. That's from my standpoint. But then again, you're gonna start alienate, you're gonna start pricing out people that's gonna look at this and say, oh, hold on. So I don't know. But anyway, let me read this. It said live gold actually had value. It made you think twice before pausing sub because FOMO for the monthly Game Pass core you get at 40 games library no one asked for. But again, that's the thing too, is that I don't like that comment, because this is the thing that bothers me. You keep saying it's the games that you don't care for. 40 games and you don't care about any of those games? Bro, I mean, what are we doing here? Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like that type of pushback on that end, because there's what you might be just mad about the money part. Like, you don't want to spend the money on it. But you telling me if they display 40 games and you're not interested in those 40 games? What? Like, that's just the same thing with the talk of like, well, Ultimate Game Pass, I don't have to worry about. I'm not going to play all those games, all those 7 games, and you might not have the time to do that. So that's why the other option is better for you. But again, stop trying to talk for everybody else. Just talk for yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying this, well, nobody asked for it. No, you just didn't ask for those games. Those games are not for you. Not for, don't include me, because out of them 40 games, I'm sure I'm going to have about at least 5 that I'm going to be interested in, at least. So I don't like that kind of pushback. Now, again, you know what I'm saying? You speaking for yourself, then that's fine. But that kind of came out like you were speaking for everybody else, and you wasn't speaking for me. He said, then let's see what Jay said. He said, I don't have an ad in anything, but I don't care about the ad tier for Game Pass either. I won't get it. No, and that's the thing. I won't get it either. Like, this is my primary entertainment is gaming. So I feel like, okay, if I'm not going to buy this game and I see access to a lot of games that I want to play, then this is the reason why Game Pass means something to me. The Game Pass Ultimate means something to me. If it doesn't to other people, I've had this conversation a million times. You don't have to. I mean, that's the thing. That's the option. Let's see. Right. Okay. So, okay. All right. He said, I love GeForce ad tier more. You just get the ads while waiting for the machine. It could be 10 minutes or it could be 15 seconds. And you could play on a PC way more powerful than the Series S. Now, that part is true. Now, I do have GeForce, but I just got you because it's a part of my because I have a card, a GeForce card. But I haven't paid into the what's called it to where it's non-ads, which I think is like $10. And then like if you want to play in 4K or something like that, then I get that. You know what I'm saying? So no, I agree with that. GeForce is really, really good. You know, but I'm still kind of like the cloud thing. Now I know that people have and I played some games off of Luna and it played really well. And I've played what did I play? I played Baldur's Gate 3 through the cloud on Xbox. And it's good. It's good, but it's not the same to me. It's just not the same. Now, again, I have not played a 4K or 1440p version on GeForce. So I don't know. And it was a few years back when I played something on Luna. And I'm subscribed to Luna just because I'm subscribed to Amazon. So, you know, so I don't even know about like if I can even, because I ain't paying attention to play something in 4K over there. If they do have, I think they might have a 4K tier. I have no idea. Gen X got to say he plays Madden in 2K. I play Madden in 2K as well. So watch your mouth, sucker. And I've been playing a lot of COD here after I beat Hogwarts. So watch your mouth. Don't disrespect the great Madden in the 2K, man. Those are entertaining games. Anyway, so before core, we got 30 to 40 games yearly. Yeah, but again, we get way more games. We get way more games now. Like, I mean, there's hundreds of games in Game Pass. There's hundreds. Like that's what I'm saying. It's the most rewarding subscription service for gamers around. In my opinion, that's I'm standing on that business myself, saying that. I mean, you got over 400 games, bro. Like that's a lot of shit to try to play. So when you look at it from that standpoint, but I can get to play stuff that I want, because for instance, like I've said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get Forza. And then because of what Game Pass is going to be providing, I could go ahead and I could get another game that might be that's coming out around the same time. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, Crimson Desert is definitely going to be a game that I'm finna get, especially now it's Play Anywhere. That's getting copped immediately. That's a day one. I can't wait to play that. So, but then like for instance, like let's just say, and I said this before, and I still haven't checked the dates, but let's just say that Forza was coming out around the same time that Crimson Desert was coming out. Well, then I'm a Forza nut, so I'm finna buy Forza, buy to get the Shut Up Edition, which is the Ultimate Edition, and then there'll be Crimson Desert, and I'm like, you know what? No, I'll just wait on Crimson Desert. I don't have to worry about that now. I don't have to worry about that. I don't. If I was tight on the budget and I'm over here like, oh well, I got a Game Pass. I can sit there and I could use that, get Forza through Game Pass, and then I could get Crimson Desert. And then later on, I could go ahead and I could buy Forza 6-7 months from now. So again, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing for me that I look at for these gaming services is that it's something that like if there's a game that I really want to play, and I'm like, okay, I could wait on it. And you can come back with the pushback and you can say, well, Mega, you can sit back and wait 7 months to buy the game. And you're right, I could. But it's like a situation with like with Ninja Gaiden. I didn't want to wait. I wanted to play it right then and there. I've been screaming for this game to come to give us a sequel to Ninja Gaiden, and they, it's here. And what? I'm not going to play it? You know what I'm saying? No, man. No. Yeah, we'll just buy it. Yeah, I could just buy it, but there was other games that I wanted to play. I wanted to buy and play too. Or let's say I had bills. I mean, I did had to pay for my transmission for my truck, which was $6+ grand. So again, like I see Game Pass is such a winning factor to me. That's why I understand what my boy Viper was saying, but I just thought that was kind of crazy. Like when, services come in when you have a crunch, and even if you never have a crunch, if you always have the money to go buy the games, that's fine. But as for me, I never want to keep myself limited to doing one thing. That's why I always say options are good. So, what's up with you, fan? Let's sit there. He said, yeah, he says, if you don't want to pay $30, you can pay $15 for premium and wait for some months. And that's cool too. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's always ways to get around it. I'm not going to knock you for sitting here saying that you don't want to pay $30 a month or, pay for, stack it up or whatever. But to just completely outright and say that there's no value into Game Pass at all just because you wanted the old method, these companies are changing and maneuvering and doing all different types of things. Not saying that it's right nor wrong, but it is what it is. And I'm looking at it from a standpoint for me as a consumer, how can I sit here and get the maximum out of something that I like? And if you can't afford it, then that sucks. But again, this is the thing that I was talking about that makes me nervous is that, they keep on doing this and keep on running to raise the price, then you're going to start pricing people out. Even diehards like me that's going to be saying, oh, hold up. And then the only thing I would do is just drop down to the next, and then I'll just wait. And then that would be another thing that would probably hurt the gaming space, because my pockets is going to be going to other things. My money going to be going to other things, right? You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Because if the longer that I wait, then I could find myself easily being one of those gamers that say, well, I'll just wait till Black Friday, or I'll just wait till there's the summers, like they'll do like the summer sale, and then they'll do Black Friday, and then I ain't worried about anything else. And then when the game rolls around through when it drops on Game Pass, then again, I'm buying less games. So again, that these companies have to watch out, because people like me is going to start looking at the situation differently. And then now, but I'm not going to just cancel it, but I'm going to definitely just take it from a different stance and say, look, okay, all right, I can save money. I can put that money on something else. So let's see what he's saying. He says, what I liked about Gold is that they added value to Game Pass Ultimate members. You got the rented games, but also the Gold games. No, I do like that too. But see, what they replaced that with was is like these incentives that you get for like the First Descendant. Like, I understand that might not be a game that you would play, but they got like stuff like for Madden, they give you those cards, or for Smite and like other different games. And like, I mean, I can't tell you how many tokens I got for oh my God, what's the name of that game? Phantasy Star Online 2. I got tons of them. So when I go back to play that again, I'm going to have all these endless little token things to sit here and use to get stuff. So, and then of course there's other incentive for other games, Nakara, all that other stuff. So like, I think that's what's substituted now. Does it take the place of getting free games? No, because even if those games you weren't interested in, you still, and that's the same thing with like the Epic Games. I'm always going up there and I'll pick them games up, even if I know I never will play those games. It's just the fact it's a free game. I'm putting it in there. It's in the archives. It's something that maybe I could go and I could play and say, oh, this is interesting. So, you know, so yeah, I get that part. I think a free game is always seems to be more valuable than, you know, maybe getting some perks or some different skins or coins for something else, or like, you know, so this and that and the third for Sea of Thieves and things like that. But I think that's what replaced the free games. And you never know if they're doing a free tier like that, I wonder if Xbox will do more with bringing back free games. I doubt it, but it would be cool if they did that again. Let's see, privacy and Negan, what's up? He said, privacy and emulation is the way to go. I'm not here to advocate for anything, but I will say I agree with the emulation for sure. Until these companies start coming correct on bringing back some of the old stuff. I did see that they were bringing back a collection of Battle Arena Toshinden. I cannot wait. That's supposed to be coming out this year. I need to do a follow-up on that so I can really get excited for that. Have a crazy fight night. So try to see if I can get my homeboy to cop it so we can go old school like we did back in the 90s and just get down on the old stuff on Battle Arena Toshinden. But yeah, no, I there is not enough of that. Like, yeah, game preservation is very important, and emulation is a big part of that. So I'm all for emulation. Now piracy, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I'm not knocking anybody for what they do. It ain't none of my business. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it is what it is. But you're right. It is an option. And if these companies want to keep overcharging people, they're, you know, yeah. Like, I mean, if people don't have it to give, and you keep raising the prices of these games, or you're bringing like, okay, like for instance, I was interested in Code Vein 2. You know, and so I go to my sources and looking at the look at the review. Like I say, I go off of what my judgment is when I first look at it. But you know, some of the places I look at, listen, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, whoa, you asking $100 for this? You asking for $70? This looks okay. It doesn't look bad, but it looks like, hold up. Nah, man, no. So I'm just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. Yes, he says, so Discord is only for the ages 18 and up. I guess, but it's not it's a lot stickier than that. You can go back to the front of this, or I did make a video about it yesterday. And you could go check that out. Now I went into a little bit of feature. There was about 21 minute video. If you want to check that out. But yeah, it's a little bit deeper than that, man. All I know is that I'm not, I'll keep Discord until, you know what I'm saying, and see if Discord changes their policy. I mean, because they haven't rolled it out yet. Supposed to be coming next month. But and see if I could still maneuver and do the stuff that I do, because it's only game related. And so but if it gets weird and say I can't access it, I'll hold on to it for a little while. And if they don't make no changes, then I'll delete it. I mean, I'm not worried about it like that. I mean, it's just not that serious to me. Let's see. It says Game Pass. Okay, that's where you sit there. Oh, he says, and Negan said Game Pass was cool when they had the backwards compatibility program going. Once they canceled that, it was downhill from there. Okay, that's your opinion. But again, like I'm telling you, you can't tell me that you're looking at games, the Resident Evil games, this, you know what I'm saying? You got all this other stuff that's coming. It's not downhill. But I do agree that the backwards compatibility stuff is very important. Now, that is a part of what I'm going to be talking about here in a minute, about the new Xbox, Gen 10, as I guess everybody's been calling it. And backwards compatibility is going to be a strong component in it. So hopefully you'll like what I'll present to you. That man said, hike the price to pay what? You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, Game Pass has been it's been fantastic for the last 4 years. It's been great. Ever since when they went ham and brought Scarlet Nexus and all that year, like that was a down year for Xbox first party games. And when they rolled up with that pile of games that came on there, well, I think Psychonauts 2 was in that group, all that. Nah, man. Game Pass has been cooking. Game Pass has been cooking. Starfield, all that, bro. Like Starfield, I was skeptical about Starfield. If anybody that's been a long time listener to me, they know that I was skeptical about Starfield. Like, I don't know yet. I don't know. Let me wait and see. And then I played it on Game Pass, and I was like, yo, this is incredible. So when that game eventually comes to PlayStation, I don't want to hear that bullshit. And also, there's a topic that I want to end the show with. As you can see, that it's going to be about like the forced hate, or is it just gamer criticism? But that's a game that's definitely getting forced hate. Starfield should never get the hate that it deserves. And then there's other games as well. We'll talk about that later on. But anyway, you said I'm scared about what is it? Ryujinx on Xbox. It could destroy dev mods for everyone. Man, listen, the way Nintendo is on the prowl, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, bro. Listen, bro, the way Nintendo's on that prowl, I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was hoping that, like, the report that we heard that, and I mean, we're still just in the beginning of 2026, that Nintendo will be considering to putting games on PC by 2026. I was all for that. I'm still all for that. I mean, even if it doesn't come in 2026 and it comes, let's say, here in another couple of years, that is a win-win. You know, Nintendo will get their money from another entity instead of people out there using different emulators to play those Nintendo games. And so, because I mean, again, like, and I've caught myself into it myself, like where you sit here and you playing a game on the Nintendo Switch, and then you're like, I mean, the game looks cute, the design, everything is cool, but then yet there's more because you've been playing something on your Xbox, on your PC, or on your PlayStation, and especially like if you have a PlayStation Pro or a Series X or a higher end PC, you're going to Nintendo and you're like, man, this shit is fun, but man, the what ifs, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, if you can put this to it, that to it, this, that, and the third, oh man, this game will really be slapping. And so I get that. When I'm playing a Nintendo game, other than like if I'm playing, like I haven't played Smash in forever, I need to play that. But if I'm playing, like sometimes I'm just like, man, and then when I find out that some of those third-party games that was on Nintendo and they come over to PC, I hurry up and buy them because I'm just like, I want to play the better version of it. So so I see that. So I don't understand why it's control. Nintendo is about control. But I mean, me myself personally, It's all about the money for these companies. Why not rake it in? Just like Sony decided to finally rake it in. That's why you're not going to have no 5-6 year delays on games. Wolverine is not going to be no 2-3 year delay. That game's going to be popping out that following year for sure. To where while it's still hot and it's cooking, where they could potentially sell it for close to max value. Anyway. Let's see. Negan back, he says Xbox Magnus is going to be PC architecture. Yes, we'll be talking about that. Yeah, it says someone is going to break it and run emulation. That's the end of these corporations. Listen, bro. These corporations got other things to be worrying about. This AI stuff, this AI bubble is, man, shit's already looking rough. But anyway, these corporations, these tech corporations got a lot more other shit to be worried about right now than these emulations. Trust me on that. You sit there and said the PC piracy is so inconvenient. In my opinion, losing cloud saves and easy updates is a reason to not pirate. I can agree with that as well. I mean, see, this is my thing. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that that I've never played a pirate game, because I have, and you know what I'm saying. I have. But the thing of it is that do I prefer to play my games to buy them and play them? Yes, because even with you playing a pirate game, you still have disadvantages. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a person that likes achievements, or you like trophies, or just whatever, or if it's like, because more for me, it's more the emulation for playing older games. Like, I mean, to want to play the old school like Nintendo stuff, like for the games that I used to have when I was a kid that I don't have, and and I'm just okay, you know what I'm saying, so I can do that, play that, or something from like Dreamcast or something like that. But it's also for, like, for instance, if you have a game and let's just say that it has an online component. Well, you can, I mean, there's other ways to break through all that and this and that and all that. I mean, that's just too much work for me. So it's just like, you know what? I just waited for a sale and I'll just copy it at some other point. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Cloud saving and all the advantages of when you buy a game is important. But the one thing that I will say that why piracy will never die is because of the preservation of games. You get that game pirated some kind of way, you ain't got to worry about that game discontinuing. You see what I'm saying? So that's the part right there, is where these companies have to say, where these companies have to really think about game preservation. Like, I mean, it has to go back to where you have to think about the customer to that degree. I know it's not nothing about that anymore, but there has to be something. Like, again, the Anthem thing bothered me. It really did. I mean, there's other games that bother me, but the Anthem thing really did. I like, and there's plenty of games out there for a lot of people that it bothered them as well. But Anthem bothered me because there was so much more potential that you could do, especially if, like I was bringing up about what Ubisoft did with the first division. Once you got past of doing damn near everything that you can in the first division, then it became boring. But then they, it took 2 years, but then all of a sudden they came back and it was like, oh my God, I forgot how great this game was, and so forth and so forth. And game preservation to me isn't always bringing the same game back and then calling it a remake and then still charging me beat me over the head. You know what I mean? So there's other ways to think about it. So anyway, so again, okay, here we go. So adult content access, they want either. Oh, okay, yeah. So he says, well, sorry. He says, well, sorry, not sorry for the hornballs. Oh no, fan. It's way deeper than that. No, this stuff is. They're talking more. This is not about the talking about the adult content. Like, it's like, see, okay, again, like how somebody broke it down was saying, like, adult content could be somebody saying a cuss word. So if somebody sits there and says, oh man, kiss my ass or whatever, or this game is dog shit, that's adult content. And you as a person, you like to get down. You like to get messy. So like adult content isn't just about, like, porn shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, again, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I don't even get that deep into Discord to be looking for shit like that. So it's like, for me, like I said, it's primarily gaming. I'm not looking for that. Music and gaming. That's it. Like, I mean, I know that there's other stuff like news and business and stuff like that. I did see a couple of those, but I'm not seeking all that stuff. So it's way deeper than just porn. So anyway, so yeah, niggas sitting there saying Hyperkey Duke is just the start, my dude. He says once your console is a PC, the possibilities become endless. Listen, I totally understand it. Now, Microsoft, and I'm sure that Microsoft knows this as well. I'm sure they know this as well. And especially for what we're going to do. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get into it. Let's move on and start talking about the new Xbox. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so okay, there we go. All right, so coming from Windows Central, you know what I'm saying? Jez sit there and made a nice little video. He sit there and was breaking it down, but yeah, this thing is going to be impressive from just the sound of it. Of course, doesn't matter the price. If you give me everything I want, I know I'm not gonna get everything I want, but I'm saying the sense of like, and when I say everything, I'm talking about give me all them 360 features back. I want bring back the fucking Connect. I want lips backwards compatible. Yeah, I want it all. But that's not all gonna happen. I know that. But for you sit there and you can give me the 360, give me some 360 wow, I can't think of the word. Like I just said it, like not just the apps, the things that you can do with it, what you could do on the 360, things you can implement like you had on the Xbox One. Like if you could bring the Snap feature back, thank holy Jesus for that. You know, I know that there'll never be a upload video ever again. That's never coming back, unfortunately. But things like that, and then like if you can still have your access to your old peripheral, because I'm gonna say this right now. My ass dropped one of my Elite controllers and it's busted, but I still have my other one, but I got that connected to my PC. So I sit here and I have tons of controllers, but I have older controllers. You know what I said, man? You know what? I remember that the Xbox Series said that you could play older controllers. So I was like, this controller right here, this, you know what I'm saying? #SaveLock. I've been had this controller forever. And I rarely played on it. Man, this thing, man, it updated on the Series X. Man, I'm over here. These things are sturdy. I forgot how sturdy these Xbox One controllers were. I forgot how sturdy these controllers were. Crazy sturdy. Crazy. And I'm over here playing COD, and I'm like, whoa, my reaction is good. Now, again, it's not the Elite. Let's not get carried away. But I was just like, you know what? I actually think I prefer the Xbox One controller over the Series controller. I think the standard, I really do. Now, Elite is over everything, but I think man, because I'm over here like, man, this thing is cooking, boy. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's just #SaveLock. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's the lock control. But I just was like, man. Anyway, so if you got those features as well, where you could play your old, like even go back to the Duke. Like, well, they do have a specialized Duke Xbox Series controller. So, and maybe just a Series controller. Yeah, old peripherals, bring it. Let that cook. I'm with it. Let's go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you just got this hybrid machine that's going to be like a PC. And yes, there will be people that's going to dissect that bad boy and do everything that they possibly can to it. I get that. But it will be, but see, that's the thing. It will be a go-to. It'll be a go-to. But anyway, let's go ahead and read some of this stuff. All right. So, yeah. All right. So it says right here, and so if you didn't know that, like where people are saying 2027, AMD, the CEO of AMD, she said something out the side of her neck, I guess, because everybody, and I mean, trust me, it wasn't out the side of her neck. It's projected that Xbox was going to be, from what she said, Xbox is going to be coming out in 2027. She might have slipped up, whatever the case may be, but obviously she's the person that knows what's going on, because she's the CEO of the chip that's going to be made, which is Magnus, into the new Xbox, the Gen 10. So anyway, so it says right here, it says from AMD's claims of a 2027 Xbox to the idea of the consoles, says it shifts through some fresh details. All right, so it says right here, the next Xbox is starting to take shape. The new signals from Asus suggest Microsoft is targeting 2027 for its next major hardware push. Now, again, there's a lot of things that's going to come into play about the 2027 thing. You hear about with PlayStation that they were going to first announce because we're going to come in 2028. Then they said that they'll be fine if they come out in 2030 because they have because they feel like they're in a good place with the PlayStation Pro, with the PlayStation 5 Pro. Yeah, if this Xbox come out in 2027, I don't know. But anyway, so it says the idea is simple but bold. The next Xbox could run the first TV, to run a TV first console interface by default. But underneath, it's essentially a full Windows machine capable of running Xbox titles, legacy titles, as we were saying, I was telling you, Negan, legacy titles, and a wide range of PC software. If Microsoft pulls this off, the next generation won't just be about faster hardware. It will be about redefining what the Xbox really is. And listen, this is where I think it all needed to be. I sit there years ago when we were talking about the Series X, and there was rumors about like this console, that the Series X could be a console that you could take out parts, which you can. You could take a hard drive and switch it out. So that part was true, but the way they made that seem is that like you could take other components out and then replace it with better hardware, like better motherboards, all this and that and stuff. Now again, if you're going to have this as a console, but yet it's a PC, you could easily have companies make different type of components to replace and add on. You can easily do that, because also in this article, it does bring up the fact that Microsoft is looking to maybe go with there could be cheaper versions of the Xbox, of the Xbox, kind of like what having other companies work on their version of this Xbox, because basically it is going to be a PC. So now take that with a grain of salt, because I guess the Rogue Ally, there's cases of it breaking down after like 5-6 months or whatever the case may be for some people. But again, but if you got a cheaper version, that gives an opportunity that cuts out the middleman with the whole S thing, right? So you won't have nobody say anything about the Series S is holding anything back. It's just that this is a cheaper version, because the components within it's going to meet whatever it's supposed to meet, but it's just not going to be as grandiose as the series is going to be. So let's see. It says funny enough, he says the Mac Mini M4 is like a Series S performance wise, but it has more RAM, right? So I mean, like this thing is going to be very interesting, and this is why I thought like maybe Steam could have had some opportunities, but since Steam is really being reluctant on talking about a price, and that's just letting you know that they're going to try to hit you over the head. Like their best opportunity was to come cheaper than anybody else in the market except for Nintendo. If they was in between Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox, I think that they could cook. But from what all indications coming out, they're going to be about the same price as the Pro, or maybe even more. And it's not even 4K. Like you only get some games at 4 or fake 4K. That ain't popping, right? Like that ain't it. So especially for console gamers. So anyway, and then listening at the part of where it's talking about legacy games, that's where that's the win. That's the win, because they're even saying within this new console, and this was being rumored for a while, that they revamped the backwards compatibility program, and that they want to take it all the way back to the OG Xbox games. Now, how many games? Now, if they could pull this off, this will come out to be one of the greatest consoles of all time. And I'm gonna tell you why. I know you're saying, Mega, you an Xbox, you blah blah blah. No. Hold on. Put this in perspective. If they could pull off bringing every last one of their games back, other than the few games that, you know, those companies are shut down, whatever. But if they could pull back majority of games from the OG Xbox, majority of games from the 360, majority of the games from the Xbox One, and then, you know what I'm saying, and we're talking about like some of the third party stuff. I'm not talking about the first, all the first party is going to come back, but I'm talking about some of them third parties. You know what I mean? Like, if they could bring majority of those games back from each generation, and you got and you know, and you got that, and then you can have those available for sale. Come on, man. Now again, is the OG Xbox? Is OG Xbox games gonna break the bank? No, but it is just the thought process for retro gamers out there. Oh, there's this crazy console that will play your retro games. That will play these retro games. Like, I mean, and you get great performance from them. You're not pirating them. This is just plug and play. Boom. That's going to be so much of a win. You don't have to go into your storage. You ain't got to go into your closet. You ain't got to go into your shed or something like that and pull out your old hardware and hook it up, unhook it, you know, all this and that. Like, you ain't got to do all that. If you could play all your games on that, like, just think about like the treasure trove of games if PlayStation would allow to do that, right? I would buy a PlayStation if they did that. I would get the next PlayStation easily. You let me get a hold of the Mark of the Cree and Shadow of the Colossus and Legend of Legaia 1 and 2, Xenogears. You let me get a hold of those old games if you can. Twisted Metal Black, all these other games here, man. Are you kidding me? They're gonna perform better, play better. You're gonna give me all these classics, the Tekkens, like I said, I'm talking about Battle Arena Toshinens, Tabal. You can tell me I can get a hold of some of those games. I know it won't be all of those PlayStation games, but those classics, I'll buy a PlayStation in a heartbeat. But PlayStation ain't gonna do that, so I ain't worried about that. But that's the thing that I'm talking about. Xbox does this, you know, even because I mean, you've seen some OG games in there, but if they can add more, that is an absolute win for the console already. So anyway, let's keep going. Yes, that's right there. He says that's the win. He says the legacy part is the winner. Says the emulation is going to run everything OG Xbox. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a win. And again, Xbox is full aware about all the things out there about emulation and things like that. Meet ahead. Now, again, you're right. There will be people that will be putting those emulators in there for other games, for PlayStation and Nintendo and for whatever else. And you got for the arcade stuff and all that. Yeah, no question they'll be doing that. But Xbox is like, I'm getting ahead of it. Letting these people have these games, play those games. If they own them, if not, they can buy them, and we can make some bread on it. Because, I mean, I'm thinking of there was it was the FOMO. I haven't even went back and played half of those games yet on the 360. But when they said that they was shutting down the 360 store, man, I bought about 60 games, 50 to 60 games easy. I mean, it was in a span because they said it months ago. But every month I was buying about 6 or 7 games of pop. And at the end, I bought like 12. I was like, man, just the FOMO. I was like, oh my God. You know, because I've told that story is like, I got rid of so many games when I was younger. And there was games I always wanted to play and buy and all that stuff when I was a kid, but I couldn't afford it and stuff like that. Like I never want to be in that position again. So that's it. So and it was a FOMO. Like, but because I always can go, no, I can go back. I got my you know what I'm saying, my 360 sitting right there. And then I got another 360 that's in the front room. But so when we play lips, but I'm just saying I'm tripping. That 360 is in the closet. That's my son's 360. My 360 is in the front room because when we play lips. But I do need to get another 360 so I could just have it in the room. Anyway, so yeah, so that part is a win already. Sorry, so let's go back down. Let's read some more. It says, for an idea to how the Gen X Xbox will function, you can look to the current Xbox Ally. It says the Xbox Ally platform from Exus is a hint at the very early version of the next gen console formula. It says the Xbox interface will sit on top of the Windows, disabling unnecessary processes to create a gaming first environment. You will be able to exit out of full Windows, much like you can out of Linux on the Steam Deck. See, now I don't know. I don't have a Steam Deck or I don't have a Rogue Ally, but Xbox Rogue Ally. But I do have the and I use it a lot. The Xbox app. I use the Xbox app a lot. I mean, matter of fact, I'll usually instead of me going to Steam or something like that, I usually go to usually just go off the Xbox app and just play my games just willy-nilly on that. And that was a weird thing too that they did have on there where you start hearing the Xbox sounds from like you would on the Series X. Like, you know, you hear the doot 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 doot, like the way that the things toggle. It's like it's slowly but surely that app is becoming more like an Xbox Series console. And the way that they reformed the Series X, I love the way it looks now. I love the aesthetic. I know that there's some people that are always going to love the old tiles from the 360. But I will say this: if the one thing that I do like the backgrounds, I think PlayStation still has the best backgrounds because they've done it for so many years, so they're better equipped with it. But Xbox has gotten a lot better. Who does it outstanding is Steam. Steam's backgrounds are sick. If Xbox can implement that type of aesthetic to their backgrounds, to your profile, like they do a better job than they've ever done. But if you could do what Steam does to the degree, to that level, so that's something hopefully that maybe somebody at the Xbox staff can maybe work on. I mean, because it's already good, but if you can get on that same wavelength, like what Steam does with their backgrounds, the way that you can set up your profile, the way that they do that, man, that is sick. It is sick how they do it on Steam. But anyway, so that's a really good look as well. Because I mean, again, my console is going to be my console. I don't care if I got full access to what I mean. You got access to the internet now, right? Like, nah, I just do that on my computer. I'm not, or you know, what I'm saying, or if I'm messing around on a laptop or something. But I'm not. My console is just my console. That thing is going to be just a gaming hub. Like, I mean, you know, and again, now if they have the snap feature, now hear me out. Now, if they have the snap feature, they bring the snap feature back. Hear me out. If they bring the snap feature back to where you can go and let's say that you have a area that you're stuck in the game, and then you could hit the snap feature, and then you could go in there and you could pick up a YouTube video or just hit up, you know what I'm saying, hit up Google or Copilot or whatever, and then, you know, see if you can get some assistance on that in a sense, and it got a split screen right there, like the old split screen from the Xbox One. You cook. Then okay, then I'm firing it up. Now we talking, because then at that point, what I'm doing is going back to the way I was playing games on my Xbox One, which before they took away the feature was there. I would sit there and let a podcast run. I would let I always love listening to Coast to Coast. If anybody know what that is, that's what you listen to people call in. They talk about some crazy shit about shadow men and lizard people and aliens and all types of crazy shit. Like some of that shit gets really interesting. So I would be listening to that, playing Madden or something or whatever game, Call of Duty or whatever, and that would just be a good thing for me. Or I would watch sports or whatever, and if there was a big play happening or something, I could switch the screen back. That's why I say that the snap feature is one of the most underrated features on the Xbox to me. Now, so let me know here in the chat too. What is one of the most unrated features that Xbox doesn't have anymore? You let me know in the chat for sure. But anyway, let's keep going. It said turn your next gen Xbox into a streaming. It says turn your next gen Xbox into a streaming PC, coding station, music production studio, or whatever else. The difference here is that the Gen 10 Xbox PC will also run all of your current Xbox games, in addition to games from the Windows 11 PC stores like Steam. Cooking. And now here we go to the factor here, right? This is why Project Latitude was done. Because think about this, right? This new Xbox comes, it's a PC hybrid. We all know PlayStation cannot stop their games being played on that Xbox, but they can damn sure take it to court to try to stop it. PlayStation can't stop shit now because of Project Latitude. How can you go to court and say, well, I don't want Xbox gamers to play my games that they haven't purchased that they haven't like rebought, that they're playing on this foreign console, right? It would be thrown out of court. It'd be laughed out of court because of the fact it's like that person bought that game on Steam, or that person bought that game through the Epic store. So they did buy the game. So therefore, you have no standing in this fight. So again, and then so Xbox is just like, you know what? We don't even want to go into the weeds in it. We got our Xbox games over there. Why would they complain? There's no case. So that right there is the win. That's the comeback of why when we sit here and we talk about, why is Xbox doing this? Xbox is over here selling themselves out. They're not caring about the Xbox gamer anymore. Yes, they are, in the sense of because they want our money for sure, but they care about the aspect of, okay, yes, we took away exclusivity, but so is everybody else. Even if they do it, even if it's directly or indirectly, but they're taking it away. We're making sure we're dictating this market. So PlayStation could take all the time they want, but they sit here and they're looking at the situation like, well, damn, we can sit here and send God of War over there to Xbox. I mean, they already got a hold of it they're already playing it on through their Xbox, through their new Xbox. It's genius. It is a genius move. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think it's goddamn genius. I mean, when you come and look at this, it's like, yo, it is genius. And it's like nobody can do anything. Only Nintendo could have a say so because Nintendo does not put their games on PC. So again, emulators will be a problem because that will definitely be implemented into those Xboxes. Some way, shape, or form. And Xbox is going to have to sit here and regulate that shit some kind of way. But again, it's just like what Negan was saying. Them pirates is going to pirate. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way. So listen, it is what it is. Nintendo need to get with the times and say, man, look, we'll throw a couple of these games out there. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's more money, but I don't know. Anyway, he says my Xbox 360 is modded with 200 plus games. I'm telling you, I'm modding that madness. Bro, you over here, I can't even be putting your information out here. I'm sorry. I didn't even know what I just sit there and seen you said something about 360. Oh my goodness. He says, so it's a console and a PC at the same time. So how that bitch gonna fit under under my OLED TV? I think that bad boy is not gonna be no bigger than the Series X. I think that thing is going to be, I think it might be flat this time. I don't think it's going to be tall. I think it's going to be flat. Or maybe a situation because you can stand it up maybe, but I think it's going to be flat. And I think it's going to be thick and flat, and it might be pretty wide. But in the set, but they don't need to have, I mean, because look at the Steam machine. The Steam machine isn't big. That thing is small looking. That thing looks like about the size of your internet box. So this thing ain't gonna be big. It's not gonna be big. It's not, and I don't think it's gonna be nowhere near as tall as the Series X. I just don't. Matter of fact, I think we'll be looking at something. It'll be heavy. I think that bad boy is going to be probably about as heavy as the Xbox One X was. Maybe a little bit heavier. I think that thing's going to be pretty beefy inside. But size, I'm not worried about the size. So yeah, that's the genius part right there. That's the part right there that I enjoy to hear, is because a one place game shop to where I can just, like I said, this is why I catch myself playing on my PC through my Xbox a lot more than I ever have in the entirely time of my gaming life. I have never been playing my games through Xbox on my PC. Now, again, you'll still see, if you see my stats, I'm on Xbox more. Like when you do, but it's getting, but those hours are getting more split up between me and my PC, but between the Xbox and that PC. And I'm just like, I ain't tripping. So now I'm in a debate of which I want a new TV or do I want a new monitor? I'm still thinking I'm leaning to a TV, but then I might need to hurry up because no telling how much TVs are going to be here by the end of this year. So anyway, so I just think that's brilliant. This is why Project Latitude is a thing. They're making money from all different sides. On top of that, if that will also intrigue PC gamers. So that's another component to this. I'm going to break that down here in a minute after I finish reading this. After I keep reading a little bit more of this, and I'm going to explain to you why this could be a good alternative for PC gamers out there. It says a lot of the finer points are shrouded in mystery, though. How powerful will this thing be? What kind of price will it have? This thing's going to be high, and it better be powerful as shit if it's going to be high. That's you know what I'm saying? It better be no lower than a 4070, in my opinion. That's my thoughts. Or maybe whatever the equivalent of a real powerful AMD card is, that's on the equivalent of a 4070 of a 4070. I would say even a 5060, but it's got to be right. If we're talking, because I'm already thinking about $1,000. I'm thinking this thing is going to be $1,000. Should it not be? No. But anyway, I think this goddamn thing is going to be about $1,000, almost $1,000. So just put that in perspective. That's me. I hope I get cooked for it. I hope, Mega, you was way off. I hope I'm way off. That thing is like $700 and we just keeping it rolling. But nah, man. That's why I think that they're going to be having cheaper versions from other companies making these hybrid Xboxes, so they could attract those people that are not going to pay $1,000. But I think what Xbox is going to push, I mean, they said it too many times. Sarah Bond said it every time she's opened her mouth about the console. Premium. When rich motherfuckers tell you premium, they ain't playing with you. They ain't telling you the shit ain't gonna be cheap. Anytime one of these rich corporations, anybody, they sit there. Now, if you sit there and you hearing from $1 there premium, then okay, you might be good. But from these rich motherfuckers, no, sir. Premium means premium. So let's get that out the way. Ain't shit gonna be cheap. You said anything higher than a 4070 Ti Super not happening. I agree. I mean, I agree. I think okay. So like a 5060 series, I think it's not that far off from what that is. Yeah, brother. I think it's gonna cost $1,000 anyway. All right. So, of course, that Lisa Sue sit there and brought up about the Xbox launch window or whatever. We already know about that. And what it says that she says, I've been reporting for a while that Microsoft's landing strip for the next gen Xbox is indeed 2027, although I'm told Microsoft insiders were a little taken off guard by Lisa Sue's comments on Xbox Gen 10 timeline. Now, okay, listen to what that said. Insiders. If you've noticed, well, I don't know if I've you know what I'm saying, I used to kind of be that insider kind of guy. Like, you know what I'm saying, I would be in there, talk to some people, blah, 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 get some messages, go talk amongst others and blah, 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 blah. That shit's dried up. Now, I'm not nowhere as deep as I used to be in it, but it's dried up. You know what I'm saying? You got to just go to the source and see what you can get, but it is dried up. You don't see all this stuff now. Like you get the Nates, the hates and stuff like that, that you got the top tier. But once like all these leaks started coming out last year, and next thing you know, there was this one leak that came out, and it brought something, the game, it messed up something with a game, and it and timelines and everything else, and they were like, no. And so they start shutting it down. So this is why I'm saying this, where it says Microsoft insiders were a little taken off by that, because insiders ain't getting the information like they used to. It used to be kind of like, yeah, this was going on, blah, 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 blah. Nah, shit's tough now. Now, you want to get that info, Jack, if you get the info, you better be quiet until the one or two or the top individuals let it out. Then you can start talking about it. You can't be just sitting there trying to, I'm going to be the first one to do it. It's going to be me, and I'm going to get all the attention and all the nope. That ain't how that work no more. But anyway, that's why that cracked me up when they said the Microsoft insiders are a little taken off guard. Yeah, they ain't supposed to know. So now I'm going to trust into the woman that is the CEO of the company that does a lot of communication with those people. Now, again, the timeline could definitely change. Microsoft, there's a lot of reasons why this timeline could change. There's still the RAM shortage. Microsoft could be looking at like pricing, like, because they understand 100,000%. Even though you're bringing out a premium product, shit's gonna be expensive, and if it's way more expensive than what even people like me are expecting this thing to be, then you just priced everybody out, and nobody's gonna buy it, no matter how intriguing that it is. So if the chip shortage, the RAM shortage, and not the chip shortage, the RAM shortage, and then you got all these issues with the GPUs and all this, that, and the third happening. And just like with the tariffs and everything else, it might not come out in 2027. It might be 2028, 2029. But that's the reason. That would be the reason why for it, because at that point, I would think that it would definitely be coming out in 2027 or 2028, especially after PlayStation said that they can wait until 2030. And they're also thinking about the same thing. They don't have the same type of shortage issues. They were smart about having deals worked out with RAM and stuff like that, unlike Microsoft. But because they're all their eggs in the basket with AI. They had their head up with AI's ass. So that's where they're at. So, but they all got to put in an account about what's the future going to look like when it comes to RAM, all these data centers, all of that. So pricing, tariffs, all that kind of stuff. So, so that part right there where the insiders part, I just cracked me up, but I would definitely believe that she would know what the launch was originally probably is, but it might not stay the same. So anyway, let's keep it going. I do like that name, Magnus. See, every time that they come out with one of these names for these consoles, because I forgot now, people in the chat, please let me know. I forgot what the name of the series console was, but I love that name. I was like, keep it. That shit was hot. I forgot what that name was, but it was hot. It was Project something. And like this right here, Xbox Magnus, bro, that's tough. Keep it. Xbox Magnus X. Or yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, or I even kind of like the Xbox Gen 10. I like that, even though it's not the 10th console, but I like the Gen 10. But if I had my choice, Xbox Magnus, that's it. You don't got to say anything else. And then if you got a better version or something like that, like if you do a pro version eventually, then you can say Magnus X. I think that name is dope, but they're gonna call it something, and it's not gonna. It's gonna be this, and I'm like, whatever. I have a problem with the Series S or X. I think that's fine, but Magnus just sounds powerful. Sounds like some shit you want, like the Xbox Magnus. Whoa, what the hell is that? I ain't heard of that. Because that don't sound like nothing like that. The Xbox 360, Xbox. The original Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. No, Xbox Magnets. That shit that sounds to me like FOMO. Like that would bring FOMO to the table. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? PlayStation 6, that's the 6th version of it. It's smart marketing, whatever. But like Xbox want to get the name right. Magnus. That shit tough. That shit sound real tough to me. Anyway, so Scorpio, that was the name. Yes, that was the name. Scorpio was tough. Boy, man, these code names are hard, go hard as hell. What are you doing? And I think maybe why they called it Scorpio because they was releasing it in November, because that's the month of Scorpio. Maybe. Anyway, that's a cool ass name. I knew I liked it. I'm like, oh man, they should get, but we kind of knew that wasn't. But this Magnus shit, man, come on, man. Project Scarlet. Oh no, Project Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio was the series, was the 1X. Project Scarlet. Yes, was the Project Scarlet. Okay, so it was Scorpio. It wasn't the Series X. That's right. It was the Xbox One X. Scorpio. Dope ass name. So anyway, I'm telling you, Xbox people, you know what I'm saying? I know some of y'all still listen. Magnus, go with it. Use your project name. Use it. That shit will go hard, man. I'm telling you, that is where it's at. Like, I could have a better time. Let's say that I could try to maneuver and try to solicit my wife to get me a new Xbox, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this could be the ultimate birthday, Christmas, all around year gift whenever it comes out. And then I could just tell her, you know what, man? She's like, well, what's it called, right? And I'm saying, man, it's the Xbox Magnus. She's gonna look, but she ain't gonna forget that name. Now, if I come in and I say Xbox 720 or Xbox 50 or some shit, Xbox 25, that shit ain't gonna resonate with her. That's gonna be going one ear. But you say Magnus, that might, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm probably cooked. I'm probably gonna have to get my own Xbox. But that's fine. I'm still getting it. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling y'all. That name sounds dope as shit. Now, again, I'm not in marketing anything. So if you're in marketing, you can cook me if you don't think that if you don't agree with me with that. But I think that name sounds tough. He says Scarlet is the generation as a whole. I got you. Okay, but yeah, Scorpio. Yeah, Scorpio is tough. I like that. I love that name. I was like, ooh, but kind of feel that. All right, so he said my 1070 Ti will be 11 to 13 years old when I will feel comfortable into upgrading. Hell, sometimes my R5 600 is the bottleneck. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, so like that's another thing too, is that, and now I can get into the point of why I feel like this has an opportunity to entice PC gamers. Now, case in point, it was just back when I was talking about the RAM shortage. They're talking about that they're not that NVIDIA might not even be bringing out a new the 60 series until 2027, 2028. They're not bringing anything this year. And then that's still up in the air if they're going to bring something in 2027. So they're looking at maybe projecting to 2028, right? Okay, so we're already talking about crazy pricing. I mean, I would think that in order for the pricing to go down to get back to some in the PC side to some comfortable settings to pricing, there has to be some kind of collapse, and that would be bad for everybody, right? Because that means more jobs, more this, that, and the third. Like the economy would be cooked. We're already in a bad spot as it is, but if it crashed like that, prices would definitely go down. But who can afford it at that time? Everybody got other things to be worrying about. So you would expect that the prices would still be really crazy, and then on top of that, like if there's no regulation on how to get a hold of one of these new cards, if AMD decides to bring out a new one, I've heard that they were thinking about it or whatever. But for NVIDIA bringing out theirs, and the scalpers are gonna get it, and then that shit's gonna be what, 5,000? So this is where, and then of course the RAM situation. I don't know where that's gonna end up. I mean, there's people going back to lesser RAM. There's people, I've seen videos where people are grabbing pieces and making their own RAM like that, because shit is high. RAM is high. So I was very fortunate to get my shit when I did. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about upgrading to the 5 to a 5, you know what I'm saying? But no, I got the max, the highest version of the DDR4, and I'm cool. I ain't got no problem. I got 32 gigs of DDR of the top line DDR4, and my PC's working just absolutely fine. But if I want to pay $1,000 or something for some DDR5, that don't seem like that's a winner for me. Anyway, so you got to put that in consideration. So all I'm saying with all this and that is that if this hybrid comes in and it's, let's say, $1,000, and it's got all the bells and whistles of what we just was talking about, like it did say that it's gonna have the legacy stuff. Let's say that it that there's no true, really no crazy price increase. It might be the merger of the PC thing, of the PC tier will be in there, but Gamepass is not incredibly an insane stupid price. Then you have all your access to your Steam games. You have access to Epic, GOG, all the rest. Why not? Especially if, like, for instance, like for you, right, like you sit here and you're talking about your 1070 Ti. Well, we know that this Xbox is going to be much more powerful than that. So why not? Why not? It has the potential. Now, again, for a PC guy to sit there and to look at that and say, hey, you know what? I got access to all this and that and the third. Hey, why not? I want to upgrade. I don't, what I'm saying? I mean, but I think that's a smart solution there. I really do. So it says, but okay, the Xbox OEM will be dedicated to consoles also. Yes. Well, yes. That's what it was saying that when I read earlier was that on the surface, they said it's, and I don't have a Go XLR, right? I mean, an Xbox, what's that thing called? The handheld, the Xbox Ally, the Rogue Ally, or whatever. Like how that they just said that where it was like it functioned, the new Xbox will function exactly like that, where you get the Xbox, you get everything Xbox, and then you could flip it to Windows 11. Now that was another thing too that Jazz made a really good point to, and I have to say that, you know what I'm saying, because I give him credit for that. Well, I mean, I've listened to a whole bunch of other different types of journalists and tech guys and stuff like that, but Jay said this as well, which he was absolutely right, was that they got to get Windows 11 right first, right? Because Windows 11, now I was in the previews program for Windows 11 for years. I was like, man, I love this shit. I love it. Once it came public, I'm like, what is this shit? And I don't have as many problems as I did when it first, because there was, got updates. But I'm like, my God, what happened? What did y'all do? Now, again, it could be that all AI bullshit. I have no idea. But they got to get that. But Jess was right. They got to get that fixed before they can even implement anything. Because if you don't have Windows 11 properly taken care of before you bring out this console, you're going to piss off a lot of people. Now, another thing, too, that people will do with this, and I know they will, they'll put Linux on this bitch too. And you don't want that. And the Xbox, Xbox I don't think ain't going to be tripping out too much on all that stuff, because the majority of people who will buy it will be console gamers who will get it. So they ain't going to play around and tinker like that. But if you do have some of the people from the PC community that's considered getting it, they're gonna do all types of dirty things to that console. And so if you got Windows 11 not working properly, nah, bro, you're gonna fuck it up. So you're gonna mess up the opportunity for it to be to work really well. So again, make sure Windows 11 is proper. That is something that it has to do. So anyway, they're talking about cost here. It says there are a ton of rumors flying around about potential price points for the next gen Xbox, but the truth is Microsoft itself doesn't know how much the next console Xbox will be yet, which I brought that up. And it was saying, let me skip that paragraph. And it's talking about with RAM cost spiraling and US tariffs, which, okay, yep, I just brought that up as well. Pushing up consumer prices. Price consciousness seems to be a hotter topic than ever. TV manufacturers are abandoning 8K resolutions for their next-gen TVs, owning to price. And Nintendo recently warned investors that it may be considering a price increase for its Switch 2 platform. So it's no surprise that one of the questions I'm asked most often pertains to the next Xbox price. It does sound as though the next gen is pushing to be more premium experience from the first party offering, but that doesn't mean Xbox will suddenly become inaccessible for those who can't justify the spend, which I brought that up as well for the people who just now coming in late. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they are going to have, and that is something that they said that there was been rumors of for a while, that this new console, they will be having other entities work on this box because it's a PC pretty much, right? So it's like, so it's basically like, in a sense, you'll have all different types of versions, but again, it's going to be at your own risk, because make sure you get a warranty. Even with an Xbox product, right? But at least you know with an Xbox product, you're going to get at least a couple of years of service, of good quality services on it. And if not, then you at least can exchange it for whatever the malfunction might be. But if you're dealing with an outside third party entity, make sure you get a warranty on that bitch, because you're going to have cheaper parts. It's not, if let's say it's going to be $200-300 cheaper, you get what you pay for. Just real talk. So, I'm just saying. So again, Righteous said, Windows fooled me to upgrade at the beginning. They promised me Android app support. Instead, it was only Amazon store with support only in the USA. Listen, I don't know about that part, but I do know, like I said, once it went live, I say about 2 weeks after that, Windows 11 started acting a fool on me. And I'm like, what the hell? And then one of my things that I'm still discouraged about is like there's this little thing at the bottom part of my taskbar where it would show me like my speakers and stuff like that, because I always, when I'm getting ready to stream, or if I'm going to get ready to, if I'm listening to something that's going to be kind of loud or something like that, I could always switch it off, and I could hit it, and I could just tap that button and I could just switch like that. Well, now I got to right click it because that little box don't pop up no more, because it's just some kind of stupid glitch, which, I mean, that is at the end of the world, but that thing worked for me for years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. So anyway, but yeah, Windows 11 has to get their shit together. But I do think, and I didn't know that about the 8K televisions, but it makes sense. It makes sense because people, more and more people are buying, 4K televisions, and they're finding out that, like, with everything else, you're not getting like your TVs, like your TV stations and stuff like that. They're not showing anything in 8K anymore. They were trying to push it, but it just wasn't resonating. So that would make sense. And then, of course, I did hear about the Switch 2 raising up in price. We'll find out if the Supreme Court's going to go again and rule against Trump when it comes to the tariff situation. Most likely, from all indications, they think that they will. And as they say, they're saving Trump from himself with the tariff situation. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, you would think that would, smarter heads would look at it and say, look, man, these tariffs is fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? He could keep telling the lie all he wants to about, like, yeah, we're bringing all this money in. I mean, remember when there was supposed to be these stimulus checks coming in? Remember that was supposed to be coming this month. We ain't heard shit about that, did we? So anyway, okay. Anyway, let's keep it pushing. All right, so anyway, with the price increase, like I said, I'm thinking 1,000. They'll have the opportunity to, like I said, have other people to make the console. They'll be cheaper, stuff like that. So anyway, let's look at this. It says, I was told experts from Gen 9, Xbox Series S, and the PlayStation 5 to have a longer tail than usual as a result of this broadening hardware endpoint ecosystem. It's only been recently that the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One consoles have stopped seeing a full complement of major AAA games, with many services still maintained on those older systems. So even if the next gen Xbox comes in at around $1,000, as expected, Xbox Series X players shouldn't expect to be suddenly cut off of the price point. No, I mean, because that's what Xbox is going to do. They cut off the 360, and of course, the OG Xbox. I don't even know. I haven't even tried to play on anything online on the OG Xbox. I need to try to see if it will. I'm sure you could play something online on the OG Xbox. I don't know, but Xbox One Series and this new console, I think that's where they're going to try to make up for the lack of whatever sales that they won't get, that will be compared to whatever PlayStation, Nintendo has, because of the fact that it's going to be like a PC. Like, it's just going to be, hey, we have the 3 consoles. We know, if you can find them, buy them. If you can't, buy the new stuff, and here you go. So I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to alienate the Series S or even the Xbox One players. I mean, in the sense of, like, with the new AAA games, we understand that, but with the Series S and X going into this, no. And then this also brings the point to where I did say that this was going to be a longer generation than usual, but I think this next one is going to be the longest. I do. I think this is going to be a very long generation coming up, just because of the fact that if this is just me just thinking radically. If they are going to do what was first announced as rumors for the series consoles, which they were getting, where you can switch components out, then this is definitely going to be the last this is definitely going to be probably Xbox last hurrah. Because they can always upgrade, if you want to, or you could just stay here because you know what? This bad boy is a PC now. It's a console PC hybrid. It'll last as long as it works. So there you go. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this thing is going to be expensive. This shit going to be high. This thing going to be high. So anyway, says on the point, says I'm told Microsoft is working on the so here you go with this question. It says it's also working with OEMs such as Asus and the like to build and that's why I was bringing up the point about that. Bring options for the next gen Xbox gamers across the range of price points, like the two Xbox Rogue Ally models. Despite rumors to the contrary, I'm told Microsoft also still wants to make a first-party Xbox handheld, especially eventually too, even if the traditional next-gen Xbox console is the focus for now. So there you go. You got that. And so that's what I was just saying. Like, yeah, they're gonna. It says Xbox most ambitious hardware yet. All that. So anyway. So basically, pretty much this is where it's at. I do think that there has a lot of opportunity here. So I'm going to move on off of this and go to the last topic. But oh, what up, JD Gamer? What's happening with you, brother? I haven't talked to you in a minute. He says, what if what we're getting is a full-fledged Xbox as it is now in the Xbox Series X, but virtualized on Windows 11 instead of the Windows 10 offshoot that it was. Well, again, like, okay, so like I was saying earlier, I play off of the, I use a lot of that Xbox app, and it's changed over time dramatically. Like, like I said, I'm in the previews program, so I got to see these changes. I wasn't even paying attention to it. I did show something off earlier, but I should have kept showing off what I was going through, what I was doing with this stuff. Like, I mean, because I was like, damn, this shit is dope. It was a little choppy here and there, but the way that it is constructed now, it is 10 times better. And then, like, for what you can do with adding Battle.net, Steam, Epic, all different types of stuff, like, Ubisoft. Hold on, let me click on it. So let's see if you guys can get a look at it. Hold on. Let me try to move this over here for a hot minute. Okay. Hold on. Let me try to change this over. Oh no, wrong button. Oh no, I don't think I can. Hold on, let me see. All right, let me do the window. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. All right, so like, I mean, it was completely different back in the days, right? So, and like it goes, saying show you your deals and everything like that. Goes in here, breaks down, like that's kind of similar, but as you can tell, this looks more and more like what the Xbox Series X looked like, right? And then like when you go over here to your library, like I can go to own playable whatever, and let's see, and then it'll open it up and it's showing my game that's on Steam. And like back in the days, it was ugly. That's why I sit there and when it asked you for review, it would tell you, well, hey, like what do you think? Because it was the boxes, the logos and everything. It was all ugly and not right. But again, it was just still, this stuff is still in beta. I think it's still in beta now. I don't know. But as you can see, it's got all this stuff. It's got the Ubisoft game stuff, all this other different stuff right here. And all I got to do is if I want to play it, I click it And then I can see it in Steam if I want to. I can manage my, or I could just play it, and it'll just pop right up. Like it's dope. Like this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. Majority of the time, if I'm not on my Xbox itself, I'm here. And that's because I don't have my EA stuff is here. Like I said, Ubisoft, all my, you know what I'm saying? Like all my games here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. Look at this. Like, just yeah. it's all there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and that's it's all here. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have to, and it has the opportunity. And see, now this is the only thing too. Like, I wish this rumor was true, where they were talking about Baldur's Gate was going to be able to be played as a Play Anywhere title, and it's not. It's only played through the cloud. Unfortunately, I did play it on the cloud. It did play fine, but I mean, I wanna really get down on it. So, yeah, like I don't know, man. Like this is like, you know what I'm saying, all the classic stuff. Like all this stuff is like all my Batmans is on Steam. For the most part, I do have some Batmans on my Xbox, but anyway, so like, yeah, like you're saying, the Battlefield 6, like it's just all these, all this stuff right here. And then you just go here, you can look at the game, the cloud stuff. You can go to the store. Now, the store is because it's the PC store, right? It's mostly the PC stuff. So it's not as good as Xbox store yet. And I mean, but it's way better than the Microsoft store. Like, I mean, going to the Microsoft store, ugh. But this is so much better, right? Like, and it's split up properly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my play history, you know what I'm saying? Like showing the stuff that I've been playing. So like, I don't know. I don't know. It seems like it'll tell you if I'm playing on my console or if I'm playing on the PC. So, or whatever. Like, so I don't know. Like just cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. And yes, I know I need to eventually beat Sunset Overdrive. I started playing it finally. I never really liked it. But since I started playing it a little bit on PC, I'm like, oh my God, this game looks incredible. So I'm gonna eventually try to beat it. But I started playing it last night, actually. It was the other night. I know that game is like as old as Methuselah, but anyway. So, but yeah, like the Gamepass stuff. Let me see. Go to the store. Yeah, you got. Stores, like I said, the store is a lot better, but it could be a lot better. I mean, it's a lot better than the what's called store. But once it gets to a point to where they implement everything from what's in the Series S and X, then we cook it. It's cooking. But it's so much better than what it was. So much better than what it was. So for people who haven't seen what the Xbox app can, what it does, what it looks like now, and how it is, then here it is. Like, I mean, it is very, very, very impressive. It's very impressive. So, but there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Stop sharing. So there you go. Anyway. It says, he said, also, what if the virtual agent allows Windows 11 to be completely hidden and suppressed similar to the F? Yeah, well, that's what it said. That's what it said. It says when you first turn on this new Xbox, it's going to be just like the Xbox. Like you're not going to see anything Windows 11 or anything, but there'll be a toggle or whatever, a button or something that you can switch it and then go straight into Windows 11 and then do your business there of however you want to. Now, what I brought up earlier was that what I suggested would be really cool is if they brought back that snap feature, and then you can hit a button, you're in the middle of the game or whatever, you're in the middle of the game, and then you hit the snap, and then you go straight into Google or Bing or you know what I'm saying. And then if you want to ask some questions, you can hit up Copilot or whatever, and then you can ask something about what you're playing, and then go from there. And then it'll give you like a list of whatever that you need to do to get through whatever kind of hard part you were at in the game. And you have that as a snap feature on top of that. Like if you want to sit there and listen to a podcast or do whatever, like there's so many possibilities that they could do with that snap feature to bring it back. To where you don't have to hear these idiots ever bring it up again that I just want my console to be a console. Fuck that. Shut up. Go back to your PlayStation dungeon. We don't want to hear that dumb shit no more. What I want is for people to sit here and to look at this stuff and see what Xbox is providing. That was a small piece, a snippet. I think this new console is going to be absolutely incredible. So, and like I said, I think it's a genius idea. Project Latitude, yes, it was a sour taste in everybody's mouth that was an Xbox person, damn near, who cared about the exclusive stuff. But now knowing what they're doing with this new console, it's all going to pay off in the long run because we'll get to play PlayStation games if PlayStation, like I said, likes it or not, because they can't stop. We've already purchased the game on Steam or on Epic, so fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, you can't come after me. I gave you the money. So if PlayStation is smart, PlayStation will just go ahead and just start giving them games. Just start letting them come on over because we're going to play them anyway. Listen, just think, when the first person who has an Xbox, this is what's going to be funny. Unless it's a absolute banger that's going to be the first game that that Xbox brings at launch, right? I guarantee you, some of the first games that they will show, that these Xbox gamers will show, will be God of War, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Ghost of Tsushima, or Yotai, and whatever else Horizon, Forbidden West, Soros, whatever. I guarantee it. Mark it down, because I might be one of those people. Just to let you know. Oh, I don't. Oh, what? I'm over here. What? Oh, is that? Am I web slinging on my Xbox? Yeah, I'm going to do it. So again, Project Latitude, yes, you got the first laugh, but you ain't gonna get the last laugh on it. So that's just my point on that. All right, so let me get off and start talking about this, and let me get to my last topic. Thank you so much for the super chat. He said to be fair, the DDR3 limited the Xbox One a lot. Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, this is my whole thing on that, and then I'm gonna get off of that because I've talked about it for years. Yes, the Xbox One was limited, and the Xbox did lie to us. By talking about like the Kinect needed to be implemented into it was a stupid strategy up and down the board. It was just stupid. It wasn't handled properly. The interviews was done poorly. But that's not what hurt the Xbox One. That wasn't the thing that hurt the Xbox One. It was the fact that they tried to force a Kinect on people. Listen, money talk bullshit, walk, Jack. You cannot sit here. You just have one of the hottest consoles ever made in the history with the 360. You had PlayStation on their knees. You had PlayStation on their knees. And what did you do? You got greedy. You got too overconfident, and you did some dumb shit. And that's what it was. You tried to force the Kinect on the public, which the Kinect was a beloved peripheral, but that's all it was. It's a peripheral. Not everybody used it. Yes, it sold 30 to 40 million units, but there was 90 plus million Xbox 360s. What the fuck was they thinking? I know what they were thinking. Money. But to add a 300, see again, and that's another thing. They got the Xbox staff got bum rushed. They were not thinking about content creating. They overlooked it. And they overlooked the whole thought of, because of the nicety thing that where the new Microsoft was coming from, which worked for them for the most part, and for all the other products that they were having, but they weren't paying attention to the online podcasters, the birth of content creating. And when they came out there and they acted, and then, you know, they said shitty stuff about like, well, you know, what about the person in the submarine? Yeah, it was a dumb question, but it still was a legitimate question. And then you come with a dumb answer and a selfless answer. You still got the 360. Well, I don't want the fucking 360. Then you did $500 for a console to force this peripheral, and you sit there and then you had and then place, and then you went first. You went first. You went first. And all PlayStation had to do was clown. That's it. Because they were like, hey, if there's 400, then it's 400. It is what it is. It is what it is. And this is what's the thing. If it was 400, I'm going to tell you now, Xbox would have kicked ass because Titanfall, Killer Instinct, and even though, like I said, I didn't play a lot of Sunset Overdrive or whatever. I've just now started. I played it on and off just to try it out. Never really liked it. But again, there's a lot of people that love that game. Xbox had a Rise, all that. They had a hell of a better lineup. And then when Titanfall dropped just a few months after that, with cooked $400 console. And then what you could have done is had the Kinect sitting right there on the shelf on the side. Do you want this for $100? And they would have sold about 20 million, about 10 million of them bitches. By the time that they got to bringing out Halo 5, they probably would have sold about 20 million of them bitches. And Kinect games would probably still be here today. Most likely, Kinect would probably still be here. But they made every bad. It could. I'm not saying that it couldn't have died off. But just dumb decisions. So yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. So again, the DDR, I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't make any bit of difference, because we look at the Switch. Graphics only matter to those that tries to force it to matter. You can't look at Rise, you can't look at Quantum Break, you can't look at a game like Sunset Overdrive, you can't look at Titanfall, you can't look at the Horizon games and say that those games look like shit. You can't. And you can't not compare those games to PlayStation games. You can. Those games look just as good. Hell, Rise still holds up today. You put in Rise on your turn it on your Series X, and you're like, yo, what? This game was a launch title that was being made in the 2010s. 2010s. The 2000s, I should say. In the 2000s. They had to work on that game for how many years? But like, I think it was like 4 or 5 years. They worked on that game in 2008. So to be a launch title now, yeah, you know what I'm saying, gameplay mechanics and stuff like that, like it was very simple. But to me, I look at Rise like, okay, so I look at Rise as one of those launch titles that just lets you know, oh my God, this is what we're getting prepared for. Holy shit. Same way as I looked at the Bouncer on PlayStation 2. Like when you see the Bouncer back when it first got, like, holy shit, this looks crazy. This is arcade level, bro. Like, yeah. Did the Bouncer just was overwhelming with gameplay? No, but the game was outstanding looking, right? Same thing with Rise. And Rise even had a good damn story. It had so much potential. Anyway, that's the problem with the Xbox. The DDR3, yeah, it limited to what, but but when you did the comparisons, it wasn't like it was getting dog walked by the PlayStation 4. People had to, this is where the whole resolution gate bullshit came out, where people looking at grass at Battlefield 4. Instead of, when you look at this game and compare this game, they don't do that shit no more. Well, they still do it, but they don't do it to the degree like they do on Nintendo. And you know what Nintendo gamers say? That's look, this motherfucking game sold 20 million. What did your PlayStation Pro console having ass do? How many did that game sell? How many of you PlayStation dudes bought that game? You can show me all the beautiful graphics all you want to. I just know these games are selling over here, and they're nowhere near as graphically beautiful. Like, these games look great. Like, they look fantastic, but I mean, when you want to get into the technical shit about it or whatever, that game is no comparison to a PlayStation Pro or to a Series X. But those games still mattered. So that was the thing. The content creating was, you had the content creators to Xbox was not paying attention to that, and they came in there and they fucked up. They got too ridiculous, and that's what happened. And now we had what? 12, 13 years of Xbox is dead. Xbox is dying. How many videos have we seen Xbox is this and that and the third? Right? So yeah, whatever, man. So that's out of there. But that's out of there. So, but thank you so much. Okay, well, thank you so much. Super chat, thank you so much. He said from JD Gamer, he said Kinect would still be around if it was a choice. Right. Yeah, he said, and had not been forced on every person who bought the Xbox One at launch. That's absolutely right. I still think the Kinect would still be cooking. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, you would still have those group of people that would say, well, yeah, Xbox, they need to get away from all these little features and stuff. There'll still be those out. No, it's not the same. It's not the same. It would have been absolutely fine. They would have been absolutely fine. Last topic, and we get out of here. Okay, I'm doing some skipping right now. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me do some stuff here. All right. So anyway, no, I think I'm good. Oh well. Anyway, if not, I'm going to be done here in a minute. Oh, let me check that. The super chat. Oh shit. He said that's not news. Anyway, my last point, my last topic. Hopefully I can make it through. It's over here acting up. The gamers criticism, or is it like forced hate? I'm gonna put it like this. All right. Case in point, I'm seeing this game coming from PlayStation, the Horizon game. Yeah, from the trailer, it does not look very impressive. This is my thing with what PlayStation is doing with those type of games, right? Like these live service games. They all come out looking cheaply made. That's my opinion. I'm gonna tell you, the one game that doesn't, it's their most successful, and that's Helldivers. When you play Helldivers looks absolutely incredible. Helldivers, the explosions, the armor, the just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the backgrounds and everything is kind of plain Jane, but the game looks beautiful, the lighting and all that, right? But then when you come and you start doing all these other games that has these shell shade, that, you know what I'm saying, everything's got to look like Towerborn, or when you look at something like Borderlands 4, like Borderlands 4 could get away with it because Borderlands 4 has always looked like that. But PlayStation has always been synonymous with games with graphics. So if you were going to make a game that was going to have to do something with Horizon, now the Lego game I totally understand because it's a Lego game. But if you're doing something, that game's got to have got to look somewhat like Horizon. Because that's what's the appeal to Horizon, in my opinion, is how beautiful that game looks. And then once you get into it, you might enjoy the combat, you might enjoy the story, whatever the case may be. But that's the draw. So if PlayStation wanted to do a game like that, not saying that the game had to look like Forbidden West, but the game need to look at least something. It had to be close to something what it looked like for Zero Dawn, Horizon Zero Dawn. And then you would have somebody looking like, okay, this should look all right. But everything that they've done looks cheap. It looks like I'm just throwing a little bit of change at it, and then let's just see if it's going to work. That shit ain't going to work. I don't know what Marathon's going to do. I think I haven't seen anything of it recently. I know that it's coming out here really soon. I don't know how the graphic aesthetic looks now after they got the polish and stuff on it. The game don't look bad, but again, that's not PlayStation's MO when it comes to their games. Their games are, people look at their games for what they bring to the table, and that's graphics. First thing is graphics, then everything else afterwards. That's how they've been rolling. You coming out with this cartoon looking shit, that ain't PlayStation. So again, now my point on that, I don't know how that game is going to play. I don't know how that game is going to look. I mean, I know how it looks, but I don't know how that game is going to maneuver. In the game might be absolutely have an incredible fun loop, right? So I get when people say, listen, why are y'all shitting on this game? None of us has played it, so I'm not going to shit on the game. I'm just saying it looks cheaply made compared to when you have the Horizon name on it. It has to hold up. It has to look the part. Like, for instance, Gears. Yes, they've made other version of Gears, right? But the other version of Gears still look fantastic. Like Gears Tactics, that thing looks hot. For a tactical type of game, that game looks beautiful. Halo Wars. Halo Wars looks incredible. It's a different type of genre game, but it still looked good. It has the Halo name on it. It has to look good. Now, even the twin shooters. Now, you might not even like the twin shooters from Halo, but they still look good. Now, I'm not saying this game looks bad, but if you're going to show me a Horizon type of game, and then you're bringing up this whole Horizon MMO and all this other stuff that they were talking about in their rumors, like they're showing pictures of Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West, and then you're like, oh man, that might be all right. I'd play that. That looks very interesting. Well, this I don't have no interest into it. I could, you know what I'm saying, if I got my hands on it to play it, but just off of first looks, nah, man, I'm not even interested like that. You know, and I hate to be that way. So yeah, you can say I'm not trying to, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a person that hate on the game, forcefully hate on it. I'm not saying anything like that, but I'm thinking myself, I'm giving it just criticism. Now, when you talk about games like Horizon Forbidden West, and you're talking about Starfield, and you talk about Ghost of Yotai, that's force hate. Those are force hate. That's force hate. There's a lot of people that talk bad about Starfield and didn't get a chance to even play it. They're still waiting for it to come to PlayStation. And then we'll see if these people will buy it off of Play. We'll buy it once it comes to PlayStation, right? That game was amazing. Now, it may not be amazing to you, but it's not worth the forced hate that it got. Same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn or Forbidden West. There's people that thinks it's boring. Hell, there's people that tells me that they think that The Witcher 3 is garbage because they can't stand the combat. That blows my mind. That's one of the best games I've ever played in my life. I'm like, what? You talking about The Witcher? What? The Witcher? No, you out your damn mind, bro. But I guarantee you this, because so many people played Witcher, so many people are into Witcher. I bet you these people will get in. Will still that didn't like Witcher 3 will try Witcher 4. But anyway, but no, that's the force hate for that new game that's coming from Naughty Dog with the chick with the bald head. We only seen a trailer. How are you gonna hate that game? How are we gonna talk bad about that game when we only seen a trailer? Now you say, well, Mary, you were just talking bad. That was showing gameplay. And I'm looking at the gameplay like, okay, the gameplay looks all right, but I'm like, this is, show some love to one of your beloved titles. Like, put some real good graphics on that bitch. I mean, I get Cells, you know what I'm saying? Not there's some really good games that cell shaded and all that and this and that, but not Horizon. Like, I mean, like what if they went shell shaded with Forza, with the Forza games? I'm gonna clown. Like, what the hell are we doing, Microsoft? What are we doing? What are we doing? That ain't what you're supposed to do. What up with your rain? So yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that like criticism is criticism. You know, we're not all going to agree with with the games that we play and stuff like that. We're not going to agree, right? But when you just come out and automatically just say, well, this game is going to be trash, this game is shit, this game is garbage, blah 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 blah. That's when you're forcing the narrative to make a game to playing a game in a bad light that normally some of these people don't even play or don't even want to play. And that shit to me is gross. That shit is real gross. It's still real gross. So I don't like that whatsoever. And I feel that like a lot of people out here, yes, I was looking at somebody saying Rise on PC does look, yes, Rise on PC looks nuts. What up, Rain? See if there was Nigga saying, he says the Xbox One X is still the best looking console Xbox released. The Magnus better top it. Listen, I will say this, because I did say that I think that this console is going to look somewhat like the Xbox One X. I think it's gonna be heavier. It's gonna be beefier. Like it might be thicker, but it's not going to be tall. There might be a stand for it to where you can turn it to the side, but I think this thing is going to be flat and it's going to be big and it's going to have, because it's going to be thick because you can put all different types of different kind of components and stuff into it, or potentially if you want to. So I just think it's going to be way heavier than the Xbox One X. But I would agree that, you know, I look at my Xbox One X in there in my closet and I was like, man, that is a pretty ass console. That is a nice looking console. That's a nice looking console. I'm trying to think what is the best looking PlayStation console to me. Maybe the PlayStation 4, or maybe it's the PlayStation 1. No, it's the PlayStation 2. It's the PlayStation 2. I had to go back and I think PlayStation 2 was the best looking console. Was PlayStation's best looking console. Now the PlayStation 3 Slim wasn't a bad looking console, but I hated that little thick gray part right there where you put the disc in. If it was flat, then that thing would have been hot. But the PlayStation 2 was the best looking console. Nintendo best. I'd say the NES, the original. The original for me is the NES. Sega's best looking console, Dreamcast by far. Yeah, I'll go with that. Yes, the series. I mean, there will be people, I'm pretty sure, that'll fight me and say that the Xbox 360 was probably the best looking console for Xbox, but I don't know. That Series X was sleek. That thing was sleek. Sleek. Let's see. Right, you said Need for Speed Unbound was criticized for the cartoon smoking effect. Yeah, it was, but I thought it worked with what it did. I wasn't tripping about it, and I liked Unbound. I thought Unbound was really cool. So, you know, I didn't have a problem with that, but Need for Speed, but Need for Speed still kept their cars looking normal. Like they added a different aesthetic, which I'm not tripping about the aesthetic. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, if it's a Horizon game and like, let's just say, like I said, if the graphics were dumbed down because it's a multiplayer game and you're doing a lot of things here, and this is more about, you know, frames than it is about the graphics of it, I get that. But you would expect that game to look a little bit lesser than Horizon Zero Dawn. You know what I mean? Still had that look. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like that. Like, it looked like Towerborn. That's what I thought. I was like, damn, Towerborn's looking like, and I'm like, hold up, is that one of those mechanical creatures in Horizon Zero Dawn? What is, and then when I looked, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so yeah, I was I was kind of thrown off by it. And so again, I'm not like I said, I'm not trying to say that the game is bad because I don't know. I haven't played it. The game could be absolutely have an incredible play loop, but I don't know. I expect games to look a certain way with PlayStation. That's just me. So Rain to ask me says some are complaining that Fable looks too realistic. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The forced hate, like how the female and I love that more than anything. The like you idiots that they were talking about the female protagonist and how she looked and this, that, and then when you seen that you had a character creator, like I'm like, you people are so stupid. You just got clowned. They just clowned you and you don't know it. You're probably looking at that as we made them change. No, they already had that implemented. They just were showing that character as that character. You can change that character to whoever. So of course, whatever. It's still, you know what I'm saying? But they were just showing that character, I guess, because of the fact of she's the voice actress or something, whatever. But still, that's forced hate. Like I said, Ghost of Yotai, that's forced hate. Nothing looks bad about that game. Nothing. But you want to hate it because the person who played the character was a trans character? What the fuck? Like, just weird shit. I thought Quantum Break got a lot of forced hate. Let me think. I don't know. Like, I still haven't beaten Spider-Man 2. It's gotten kind of slow, and I haven't gone back. So I can understand people giving it a criticism because it does not have the same vibe as Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales. Those games were incredible. I stayed on them from beginning to finish. I started it and then I left and then I came back. And once I came back, I was locked in on both on Spider-Man 2018 like crazy. And then Miles Morales, I started that and then I stayed on that until I was done with it. I didn't have the same vibe with Spider-Man 2 and like, you know, so God of War 2018, stayed on it. Once I got to play it, I stayed on it. Ragnarok, I'm not that far in Ragnarok, but I don't know. I got to be in the mood for a PlayStation game sometimes. So, you know, if I feel like I want to get drawn into something and get into this whole situation, and I know once it gets to cooking, it'll get cooking. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of another game that well, it's just like I was talking about with the Sunset Overdrive. I keep trying to play it and I just I don't have no interest in it. I just lose interest. Like, okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe because it's just too goofy. I mean, I don't mind goofy games, but it just seems so over the top that I'm just kind of like, oh my goodness. All right. And that's fine. I'll keep playing it. So, but anyway, so yeah, that's my whole thing about that. But I just think that like Call of Duty, this Call of Duty Black Ops 7, man, I'm 7 prestige. I'm almost about to be 8 prestige. I'm like what 40, right? Well, I'm like 40. I'm ranked 40, and I'm about to be prestige 8. I'm playing the shit out that game. I'm having such a blast with Black Ops 7. Forced hate. Like I don't know, you know, like I thought 6 was better than 7. But because people didn't like the cartoon characters, which was optional, you didn't have to buy them or play them. That they shitted on that, but I think there's a lot of forced hate on that. But I like Black Ops 7. I've been playing more Call of Duty than I have Battlefield, and that's definitely rare for me. But I don't know. I've been playing that Zombies too, which I just started playing Zombies for the first time this year, and I'm like, holy shit, this shit is addictive. So that's another thing too. But anyway, I just don't like it. Like criticism of with the stuff that's missing in games or story, this, that, and the third, that's legitimate. But just to come out and just to hate a game just because for whatever dumbass reason, because you just don't like it because it's an Xbox game, or you don't like it because it's a PlayStation game or Nintendo game, it hurts the culture. We're the only, from my understanding, I definitely could be wrong, but we're the only group of people that tries to find hate amongst something that we all claim to love. Like, I mean, as a gamer, listen, I'm not a PlayStation guy anymore, but I'm not going to stop playing PlayStation games. You know, I mean, Nintendo is cool, but I mean, it's not like, and I'm not like, I've never really been maybe in the beginning with the Nintendo, when Nintendo first came out. Yeah, I was a PlayStation guy. Never been like a full-fledged Nintendo guy, except for when I was a kid. But I still respect Nintendo for what they bring and understand they bring great product. I don't know. Just the same with PC. I don't like everything PC does, but again, mobile games, I don't even care about mobile games. You know, when I was sit there and play Angry Birds and stuff like that, that was good pastime or whatever. But I see the appeal with them. But people want to classify them as non-gamers because they're playing on a phone. I don't know. So anyway, we're the only group that criticize like that, and we're supposed to love this craft. So it's really bizarre to me. So I don't know, but let's see. What he's saying? He says EA copy Midnight Club with Need for Speed Undergrounds. Nah, man, Midnight Club is his own entity, man. Yeah, I played Midnight Club for a little bit not too long ago. I have it on my PC. I need to check and see if I got Midnight Club on my 360. I probably don't. And that sucks. I got it on PC, but then I always got to change my control configuration because it's only mouse and keyboard. I mean, you can change it to controller, but I always got to make that change, and it's annoying to me because the button layout. I got to change the button layout. That sucks. Same with split second. So so that's why I like playing. So I need to look and see if I got I need to look and check. I'm gonna check that at some point. Anyway, but listen, Midnight. I was gonna say, not Midnight Club, but Need for Speed Underground. It had his own vibe. It wasn't like Midnight Club. It wasn't. Midnight Club is its own entity. There's not too many. There are some similarities from certain racers that uses some stuff from Midnight Club, but Midnight Club had his own kind of vibe to it. Yeah, like if you talk about the challenge races and stuff like that, but that's in everything. So I hope that I think that they did say that they were going to be bringing those rivalry races back to Forza. I don't know why they went away from them like that. Like, I know that they had rivalries, but not like they did in Forza 1. Forza 1 was kind of like Midnight Club. Like, there was this individual you would race a few times, and then it would be the pink slip. Like, hey man, I want your ride. I hope they bring that back. The boss battles are dope. Like, I like that in any racer. So Midnight Club definitely did that. So I mean, it's one of the best races of all time. So of course, but anyway, let's see. He said I played Sunset. It was fun. Yeah, I know a lot of people love it. I think it's just too goofy for me. But I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna give it another shot, like for the 10th time. Nintendo is just a first party company. It is. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're going to get a lot of games, and I'm going to be interested in seeing what those third party look like. Because if they, because if the Nintendo fan base don't support them, then it's just going to go right back to where they're not going to trust them anymore. So I hope that the Nintendo fan base buy those games over there, because I feel like there's not a lot of people buying a lot of consoles extra anymore, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? So that's my thought on that. So anyway, yes, I want a new Killer Instinct as well. All right, guys, I've yapped enough. I'm finna get the hell out of here. It's been fun. I'm glad that you guys came through. Thanks for everybody coming through. Listen, I will be dropping a video here sometime probably later on tonight or early in the morning. It was in discussion because I did not talk about it, which was the potential of Xbox maybe have sold 44 to 50 million consoles. And I think like what the strategy would be going forward for Microsoft and stuff like that. So I'll be dropping that video, if not later on sometime in the morning. It'll be tomorrow. So knowing me, I'm finna probably play some games, sit back, watch some news, and chill. So anyway. All right, guys, and watch some NBA. Anyway, but all right, guys, I really do appreciate it. Hey, if you're new and you like the content, man, look at the bottom. Do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Support the channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Share this out. Let people know that I'm still doing content. I know that I'm sparingly. I'm trying to bring and do more on occasion and stuff like that. So I did do Fight Night. Unfortunately, I do want to talk about that too. I might make a video about that. Like I did Fight Night and then I got monetized for showing the game. And that was and it was the All Might, it was the My Hero Academia All Justice. And I'm trying to show the fighter, you know what I'm saying? But got monetized for it. So, you know, and once you something monetize, it's like in the archive. So if you want to check that out, it was only about like an hour or so of me showing that gameplay. But anyway, I need to look and see if that mode has a like a streamer mode or something like that. I didn't pay attention to it if it does. But anyway, thank you guys. I will see you guys the next time I go live, or you'll check out the next videos. Peace.